Jamie, you remember when Cary Grant and Tori did the episode about a sports car skipping across a lake?
I do.
50 miles an hour!
We got one similar to that this time, except this time it's a motorcycle riding on the water.
A motorcycle actually riding on top of water.
Apparently, we got a motorcyclist. He's riding down the freeway way too fast. He comes to a bend, and when he comes to the bend, he can't make it, so he plows right through it, and there is a lake, except that he stays on top of the lake and makes it safely to the other side.
Sounds dangerous and fun. I'm in.
Excellent. Clearly, this episode ends with one of us, I'm guessing it's you, riding a big, powerful motorcycle and attempting to keep it on top of the water.
Yeah, but I don't think we should just jump right into this because it involves high speed, crashes, drowning, broken bones. It's risky.
All right, well, they do make some very powerful RC motorcycles. Let's say we take one of those out into the field, ride them over a small body of water, and see what we can learn on the high-speed camera.
Sure, why not?
And we're going to be doing a little bit of experimenting with these.
These are little radio-controlled motorcycles, and they happen to have a gyroscope in the rear wheel to help them stabilize as they go. The top speed on them is about 20 miles an hour. What that'll do in water, I have no idea, but that's what we're here to find out.
Well, our scale bikes require a scaled pool, and that's just what this is. With a nice gentle transition over there, it's only a couple of inches deep, and with the aid of our high-speed camera, hopefully it will illuminate some key things we need to know about whether or not bikes can stay on top of the water.
Here we go.
Oh! Nice! Mr. Heineman delivers. No riding a bike through water, he wheelies through water.
But luckily, they don't have long to wait.
Yeah, this is it. Woo!
As the Heineman masters the two-wheel maneuver.
Let us see what we can learn.
Wow, sort of on the surface right in the beginning because it's coming off of that initial ramp. The rear wheel is down though.
And it's going down further.
At this point, it's clear that both wheels are down.
It is definitely deep in the water. It's almost deep enough where I could say it really feels like it's riding on the bottom. I, for one, learned a lot from that test.
Yeah, who knew that you could wheelie across water and your head would fall off?
Look, I want to somehow see if a motorcycle wheel at speed gains real buoyancy on the water's surface. But how are we going to get one of these going 60 or 70 miles an hour on water under controlled conditions?
Well, riding on water says boat to me, so why don't we hang the wheel off the side of a boat?
They make boats that go 70 or 80 miles an hour?
You bet they do.
But before they feel the need for speed, first they need to rustle up the wheel in the water.
What you got?
Well, at its most basic, this is the boat. This is the motorcycle wheel and scale to that boat. Obviously, it can sit in the water like this, and when we get up to speed, if the wheel does get buoyancy, it would rise up. And then the question is, how much weight can it support? And that's where this comes in. We can put on barbell weights of various sizes.
Okay.
Until we determine how much weight.
Sure.
I think this is pretty straightforward.
It's a dastardly design. But in the workshop, Adam's galloping through the build.
I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of a horse rearing up. A horse made of steel. The open air, the sun, there's just nothing not to love about boating, honestly.
Let's get this thing in the water.
Okay. This here is our test platform, 20 feet long with a 300 horsepower outboard engine and a tunnel hull design. She is built for racing, built for speed, and will go between 85 and 90 miles per hour. Perfect for our testing purposes. Let's get this party started.
All right.
Are you ready?
Ready.
But almost immediately, it's clear that there's a problem.
You're spilling water over the side there.
Its top speed has plummeted.
Our problem is there's so much drag, the boat's not able to get up on a plane where it sits on top of the water. That's where the real speed happens. Jamie's gonna crawl up to the bow. I'm gonna rig the wheel up and we'll see if it works.
I've actually done this before to hang on top of a car. Okay.
All right, here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
There it goes.
it's clear that the wheel is riding the water, which is great for the myth.
That's scary.
All right, I've got some good news and some bad news. I'm going to start with the bad. The bad news is that our rig didn't quite work as planned. We had really wanted to start to add weight and experiment with different speeds of the boat to come up with a graph of speed to weight ratio that would tell us exactly how fast we'd have to hit the water at for the motorcycle wheel to support its rider. And we didn't quite get that. The good news is that even though it took everything we had, we were able to get the boat up on a plane and the wheel skipping across the water, which means that there is something to this, and it means we can proceed with some confidence to full scale that this might just work. I think I might have beat Jamie. Maybe not. Ever since we first started talking about doing this story, we knew, of course, we'd finish on a lake. And we had a very specific list of attributes we considered critical for this lake to have in order for us to have any chance of success. Number one, the lake needed to be smooth and calm. Two, we needed the land to water transition to be incredibly gentle. And three, we needed that transition between land and water to be not too muddy. And amazingly, we found everything we need in this lake in Ione, California. And in a few minutes, what looks like a lake may end up, in fact, being a motocross course.
Meet Eric McCrummon. What do you think, Eric? Are you up for it?
Sure.
But there's one last thing to clarify.
I am currently standing in the path our motorcyclist is going to take across the water, and it is 38 inches deep in the middle. If that motorcycle makes it across, it rode on the water. That's official. Well, he's all set. He's 375 feet away. You want to wave him in?
Let's launch the beast.
It's now or never.
Okay.
Here he comes. Whoa! Ah, that worked!
He totally stayed on top of the water.
That was beautiful. He like parted it like a little Red Sea. That was amazing. You feel like you could go a little longer?
I think so.
Excellent. I have to say I'm pretty pleased about this so far. Eric successfully just crossed 50 feet of open water, not fake water with land underneath, deep open water, 50 feet on a motorcycle. So now we're gonna cross 100 feet. He's gonna go for a 100-foot length of water, and we're just gonna see how far we can get.
It's time to put our money where our mouth is.
Let's do it. Wow, yeah!
He was on top of the water.
He was actually, I saw him do this on top of the water. That was beautiful.
It's clear from what we're seeing when this bike goes across the water, it's riding on the water because we can see the wheel is bouncing. It's just like it was when we were on the speedboat doing our bench test. That means that it's hitting the water and rebounding off of it. It means that we're riding on water.
But it's not the end of the road yet.
Dude, I believe we have proven that you can ride a motorcycle across the water.